Howdy folks, Dave Mann here of the Roman Revolution Audio Podcast. Now, you don't know me from Adam, and that's actually probably a pretty good thing. I want to start fresh with a lot of different people because I want to build this base from the bottom up so that you can have a face to put with the word truth. See, truth has been one of those things that we can no longer even trust, right? We tell you that this establishment or these group of people are trustworthy. And then what do? They find ways to counteract that trust and go around you to try to appear trustworthy. But in reality, their whole goal is to create more destruction. We can't have this anymore. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of going on to whatever that mainstream media news is that you're trying to listen to and try to navigate through all of their bullshit to get to the root cause of whatever the problem is. No, they just keep throwing feathers and flowers and dust and nonsense on top of it to keep you in the dark and fed on their continuous lines of bullshit. That's the reality we're living in right now. What I'm asking you, and what I'm asking everybody, to stop for 5 minutes and answer one question. What do you believe, and why do you believe it? It's very important to know what you believe, but it's incredibly important to know why you believe it. How did you come to those conclusions? Did somebody tell you that that was the way it's supposed to be? Or did you do your own due diligence and actually look into these matters and come to the determination yourself? See, America's been living in this really weird phase, and it's exactly the reason why the country has gone from what it used to be to what it is. We no longer critically think. We no longer use deductive reasoning. We no longer look at a problem and go, yeah, that just doesn't pass the smell test. It looks like complete bullshit. No, we're afraid to say that. And we're even afraid to say that into public when we go to our jobs and say, hey, did you hear that crappy on the news earlier today? Yeah, that's frickin' nonsense. No, we don't even want to do that anymore because we're afraid to upset the apple cart. We're afraid to offend the other person. And how do you think that has happened? Well, they told us for many, many years that you have to be politically correct. You can't say black person, you have to say African American. You can't say, Hispanic, you have to call them, Mexican American, or whatever the nonsense bullshit is that they try to tell you, okay? We have gotten so afraid to say anything when really we are just saying the truth. We are just speaking the truth. We're looking at something and going, yeah, that doesn't make any sense and I want to address it. But they told you, no. Don't address it. We got that for you. We're going to tell you exactly what's going on there and you need to believe it. And how do they make you believe it most of the time? They just keep repeating it. There are no reporters on mainstream media anymore. Well, there are not many reporters on mainstream media. They're all just repeaters. They just take a script, look down, and repeat it, regurgitate it. Most of them, especially if you listen to shows like Morning Joe and Mika, it's just bullshit. I mean, you couldn't find two people with more of a head case than that show. I mean, that show is for the mindless. Most of what CNN produces is for the mindless because they're not teaching you and they're not sharing with you anything of value. You have expert witnesses constantly coming on that show to tell you what is really going on in the region when we have actually people down in that region who can actually explain it in much better detail. But yet we follow the expert, that one expert who you don't even know, but yet somehow you manage to believe them. Now, why? Why would you believe somebody that you don't even know and never met before and take their word for it? And yet, a person right next to you who's living in it, dealing with it, looking at it, you won't even trust. They created this wedge between you and me and people, in particular, people's families. All is done with the idea to destabilize a country in the hopes to causing a complete breakdown. This is called ideological subversion or fifth generation warfare. We are dealing with a time where bullets don't matter anymore. It's information that matters. It's what I can get you to believe and how I can get you to act. And if I can get you to act that way, am I able to get you to move? This is the strategy, this is the game, and this is the reality. What you and I have to do is find ways to interject in that, get in the middle of that, and cause a disruption. Because America is a true patriotic country. We are standing on the backbones of the most bravest people in the world. Yet, we look like a bunch of fools because of this current administration with a bunch of characters sitting up there who absolutely have no idea what they're doing. Or they do know what they're doing, but they're trying to destroy the country on purpose. A country is defined by three specific things: language, border, and culture. And they have tried to destroy all three. right in front of your eyes. I'm asking you to get with me, connect with me, and let's start sharing this damn message together. I'm no expert on any of this stuff, but I sure as hell know bullshit when I hear it, and I sure as hell can smell bullshit a mile away, and I'm sure you can too. So it's about time you and I really start engaging in the process and stop sitting on the sidelines and being spectators. We've had enough of that shit, haven't we? Let's do it for the first time. Let's do it right. I will see you on the battlefield, my friends. Connect with me at David Roman on Getter or any of the other platforms out there. I will talk with you soon.